have an email that's got everything where you can quickly look at it and make a decision on it. The highest paying load's $1.88, and I guess they're like a monopoly kind of, so they can just do whatever the hell they want to. Tell you what, Phoenix is the place to be right now. It's in the wintertime, and we just got through that snowstorm, but I mean, it's like in the 30s in the morning time, and then the highs upper 60s or lower 70s. That's perfect. That's why people come here in the winters. And you kind of have it in Texas, but out here you don't have that swampy humidity that you have in Texas, or East Texas at least. I guess West Texas is similar to this. I don't know, probably California, there's areas in California that are better like year round. I don't know if they're better in the wintertime, but I guess overall year round. Certain areas probably have a better climate, but I'm not welcome in California, so I can't, they don't like me over there. So this is the best I can do is try to stay between Texas and Arizona, or I mean, I'll run up Wyoming, Montana, the Dakotas and stuff, but whenever I'm up there, I normally want to leave there. Like right now, after I deliver, I'm not really going to be in a big hurry to just try to book a load heading up to North Dakota. I'm going to get some work done on the truck. There's not a lot of good freight out here. I used to have good freight. I could haul great paying loads, because Phoenix is not a good trucking market if you're not a trucker. Arizona's a terrible trucking market. There's a lot of retired, it's kind of like Florida. You got a bunch of retired people that aren't producing anything. They're consumers, but they're not producers. So anytime you have a market like that where people are, you need imports to come in for them to consume, but they're not producing anything to send out to the rest of the world. That's kind of what you have around retirement areas, which Phoenix is a popular retirement area, Florida is a popular retirement area. So it's not a great trucking market. Well, we got a little bit of smoke out of the brakes. Have to get paid good coming into Florida or Arizona. I mean, anybody does, because you assume you're either going to have a long deadhead out of here before you can get to the nearest, like, halfway decent paying freight. Like, I glanced at the load board this morning. They got the highest paying load's $1.88 for step deck or flatter step freight. And the lowest is just embarrassing. Truckstop load board, they removed my rate per mile filter again. I'm about ready to, if I could cancel that, I would. I'm really not happy with how Truckstop load board operates. They remove your filters for you after you've set them the way you want them, your search criteria. And they go in the back end and they remove those filters after you've saved them, so that they can try to show you more freight that you're not interested in. If DAT had a better setup for platform freight, I'd go. I had a subscription there for a little while, but it was just Truckstop's where most of the flatbed stuff is. But and it's not that their technology's bad. It's they are choosing to make the experience worse for truck drivers. Like, they don't give you filters that you should definitely have. You don't have a tarp filter. Like, it's just a checkbox, a toggle on and off switch. And then they remove. So the ones that I know they removed for a fact, they removed my rate per mile filter. And maybe they would remove the total rate filter as well if my filter was high enough to where it wasn't showing some of the freight, and they're just like, oh, we need to blow his phone up and show him this crappy freight he doesn't want to see. So they remove that. They take off my authority age filter. So I end up seeing whenever a freight broker has chosen to say how what their limit is for authority age, I've turned that filter on. Sometimes I turn it off, sometimes I turn it on. But whenever I've got it turned on, Truckstop will just remove that so that they can show me brokers' freight that have chosen to not show it to, People think they're gonna be smart and try to trick people into seeing more freight. I mean, I guess some of the dumbest drivers, it keeps them hopeful and stuff because they're just seeing more volume of shitty loads come through their stream. But anybody with half a brain cell knows that Truckstop is just trying to pump your brain full of spam loads that you're not interested in. It's stupid. And to not have a tarp filter, god damn, this is 2026. And I carry tarps. I just think about all the drivers that don't carry tarps at all and have to call about these loads to realize, okay, or they have to just see them pop up, read down into the description, oh, tarps required, okay. And their alert system is just atrocious. Like, I mean, I come from Landstar as a BCO. We get on their load board, you set up a load alert. First of all, Landstar system does not change your criteria and tell you that you need to look at different loads that you've already chosen not to look at. Second thing it doesn't do is it doesn't want you to look at some push notification through your phone's notification system. It actually sends you an email so you can get a distinct audible alert whenever a new load alert has come through. You have an email that's got everything where you can quickly look at it and make a decision on it, where Truckstops is just not very good. I mean, and I got the most expensive one. I've already gone over my complaints on the other channel about this, but Truckstop, if you're listening, you need to get your shit together. This is not good. This is really not good. And I guess they're like a monopoly kind of, so they can just do whatever the hell they want to and just give truckers a terrible experience. But I'm trying to cancel my subscription as fast as possible with Truckstop Load Board. I'm working with brokers that I've already dealt with in the past, and I'm less than a year in. But I will work with brokers I've already worked with. As soon as I get direct, some direct customers, which might be a little while, but because I don't have a lot of free time to be, driving around talking to people. But as soon as I can get off this load board, I am. Or I'm going to reduce the first thing I'll probably do is just cancel my first subscription. I mean, cancel my premium tier subscription, because they're charging that so you can see the most updated loads, but yet their load alerts, they only ping you they send it every 15 minutes. 15 minutes is terrible. That's like yesterday's news. Like when you're in a competitive market and loads are coming through and a bunch of people are calling about them, I mean, that's like 15 to 20 seconds is too long. And they're sending them out every 15 minutes? What the hell? And that's $170 a month. That's the most expensive thing they charge if you don't have like a dual, like a brokerage and a carrier subscription. Just one more company in the trucking industry that goes out of their way to shit on truckers. And I don't know if like brokers are motivated, if the brokers have the motivation to, like, they want their loads to show up in front of more people. So if their subscriptions are more expensive and they're telling Truckstop, hey, don't let them filter out my loads, I want them to see it, even if they're not interested. So that could be part of it. I don't know. But if I'm paying $170 a month for it, I sure as shit should be able to choose my filters and criteria and not have Truckstop choose them for me. So since it's such a terrible service, I'll probably just downgrade it in the next, as soon as I feel comfortable doing it, as soon as I get on some of these, like this is kind of halfway a project. I'm not on a contract on it or anything, but if I get onto a project where I can just get consistent freight back and forth, even if it's not a direct customer, yeah, this subscription's getting dropped to the minimum, whatever the cheapest option is. This might be part of our issue. I guess I had somebody pulled over, or maybe there's an accident ahead. Slowing people down. Yeah, I guess he had somebody pulled over because he just got back in. He's coming around this.
In about 10 miles, take exit 154A to merge onto US 60 east toward Mason.
10 miles from the 60. Yeah, drivers, so if you're on Truckstop load board or DAT load board, tell me what you think about them. Tell me if you like the fact that, if you're on Truckstop, tell me if you like the fact that they change your filters, or you like, just tell me what you think. Do you like it or you don't like it? I haven't been impressed with it at all. And the other thing is the load description field on the app not being, you can't hold your thumb on it and like highlight anything. So a lot of times you just need to grab a phone number out of there, and because they'll have a different phone number they want you to call instead of the primary brokerage, like the listed phone number. And so you need to grab it out of that load description box. But when you hold your thumb on the load description box, it just wants to copy the entire thing. So you can't just grab a phone number and paste it to make a call real quick. So there's a lot of room for improvement, I'd say. I mean, and if a little company like Landstar, I know that Landstar seems like a mega carrier. They're really not. They've only, I think when I was there, we had like 10,000 owner-operators leased on. They're really not that big. If they can get their internal load board, I mean, their internal load board is way better than Truckstop's load board. Just on the notification set up, how it'll send you an email every time a new load hits the board. Or every time a new load hits your search criteria, it sends you an email. I mean, that's far better than getting a push notification every 15 minutes. I mean, and I'm in a much less competitive market. Like if I was doing dry van, that's way more competitive. You got to call about the loads on dry van loads. You got to call about those things like instantly, or 10 other people have already called about the load if you're in a competitive market, you know. Yeah, I kind of wish we were getting on the 202. I feel like traffic is going to be worse. I guess once we get past the 202 interchange, it'll clear up a little bit, because